Welcome to another episode of Broad Daylight with me, Priscilla Moore. Today on Broad Daylight, my guest is Owusu Osei. He's a market research and data analyst at Finach Express Limited, a business management consulting firm which is located at Kukumimle here in Accra. Isaac is currently the youth member of parliament for Dome Kwabenya constituency and the Greater Accra Regional House majority leader for the Youth Empowerment Consortium. He has held various positions in leadership and is still building through. But are you aware, actually, that a number of 17.4 million people issued bribes just in 2021 alone, which is equivalent to 5 billion Ghana cedis? And interestingly, we are going to IMF. I never knew that Ghanaians are taking our money, but we are hungry. It's a very, very true statement. I'm here with Isaac today. We're speaking about corruption and how possible we can curb it in Ghana. You're welcome.
Thank you, President Moore, for having me on the show today.
My pleasure. Why were you laughing when I was giving my interesting intro?
The way you said we are going to IMF, you are sitting on money and you are going to...
That's what our president has been saying.
Oh, wow.
It's a factual statement, right?
Yeah, it is.
If people are issuing 5 billion bribes just in 2021 alone, Charlie, it is castle.
Money.
We have money. Ghana is rich, Ghana is blessed.
Yeah, blessed.
Ghana is rich. We are blessed. But today, you will be telling us the reason why we are gradually becoming poor. Whether it's pure attitude now or it is something else. But before that, let me give you a breakdown of what the Afrobarometer reports here. Because of time, it will be projected. It's actually on the screen as we speak. Ghana Police is topping with 65%. And Office of the Presidency is the second people, according to the Afrobarometer report, with 55%. Members of Parliament, 54%. Judges and magistrates, 46%. I will just leave it here. The rest is on the screen. But this particular thing is striking. Yeah. When we have the various arms of government leading the corruption list, but believe you me, this particular survey was done by Afrobarometer CDD, and then it was kind of a perception. So they asked the question, how many of these following people do you think are involved in corruption? So that's the question they were using. Or you haven't heard, or you don't have enough to say about them. So that's the question they asked. Who is more corrupt? That is by the Afrobarometer report. Now let's go to the Strage report, which is, they claim is factual. The Strage report is saying that still Ghana Police is topping with 53.2%. Ghana Immigration Service is also on a second list with 37.4%. And GRA Custom Division is 33.6%. Lands Commission, 32.4%. The list goes on and on, as you can see on your screen. Isaac, looking at this interesting survey,
data statistics.
as you are a data analyst, can you analyze this for us? What is corruption in your own point of view?
Okay, thank you for having me once again, and good morning to your viewers and to my friends and family that's watching in. All right, so this is very interesting, and this is an interesting topic to discuss. When you first gave me the topic, I was like, ooh, this is a coincidence incident. All right, so when you ask me what corruption is, corruption in itself entails a lot. So looking at it holistically, I'll just give a brief definition of what corruption is, though detailed. So corruption, in my own personal understanding, is the abuse or the misuse or the illegal or the illicit ways, okay, of using power, office or authority to indulge in certain acts which are dishonest for personal gains. Do you understand? So here, the bottom line is personal gains.
Okay.
So corruption, like I said, is a dishonest act, is a breach of public trust. It is also misuse of materials, information, and resources. Okay. Yes, for personal gain. So that is what I would say corruption is. Now, come to think of it, corruption, as we are talking about, it is something that has come to live with us, which shouldn't be the case. So there's something that we call endemic sociological occurrence. That is what corruption is about.
Okay.
So what it means is that it is something that happens on a regular basis. That's why we say it's an endemic sociological occurrences. And it's very worrying. Something that seems to occur day by day, frequently, regularly. It's something that raises the alarm or the cause to be concerned and to be worried. So that is what I would say my definition of corruption.
Okay. Yeah. That's great. What is your initial comments about this CDD Afrobarometer report and then the SRAJ report, all on corruption?
Okay, all right. So here we have two separate reports.
Okay.
Now I'll first talk about the CDD Afrobarometer report.
Okay.
Now this CDD Afrobarometer report is an institution that has been established since 1999.
Okay.
This is their 9th survey.
Okay.
Okay. So this was a survey that was conducted, and this is a quantitative analysis or quantitative data, which involves numerical values. So it's a survey that was asked by people, the Ghanaians, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Or who do you see among these institutions? Who do you see as the most corrupt? So these are data or surveys that has been collected based on perception. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Based on perceived thought, what people think about these other institutions. So it is not an incidence of personal experience. Do you understand? It's not an incidence of personal experience where the person said that I've experienced or blah, 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 blah. I wasn't there when they were calling the survey. But based on what we have here, it is what? It's a perceived thought. Do you understand? So in a way, it could be true, it could not be true. Now, we also have the SRAJ reports, which we always say that what is factual, but even how factual it is. Okay? But it's very worrying when one institution seems to always top the list. Based on the 2019 report that was conducted by the CDD, we had the Ghana Police Service topping the list. And this 2022, we still have them. And even in the SRAJ report, we still have them. So it's something that is worrying. It's something that is worrying, especially the Ghana Police Service. It's like a dent on their reputation and an image, which they need to work towards it and clear that perception from the minds of people. So what, in a nutshell, I'll say that this report by the CDD is a perceived thought, but not based on personal experience. That is what I'll say. Interesting.
So there's one particular interview that COP Nathan Kofi Boakye had with Kwesi Pratt on this exact corruption issue, police topping all the time. He made a phenomenal statement. Let's listen to him.
The point is that what is corruption? We have to posit the corruption in the right context. Is it the giving of money?
Or the taking of money?
Or taking of money. That is an infinitesimal aspect of corruption. What about nepotism? What about favoritism? What about patronage? What about clanism? For instance, now, I've seen your people. A policeman arrests TV3 car. They call me, oh, Commander, we've been arrested. Oh. Why? Oh, we don't have insurance, we don't have property. I said, let me talk to the boy. Oh, Papa, oh, they are my people, leave them. Is that not corruption? People going from maybe CDD, you know somebody, you want your son to be recruited. You go and see somebody because you are a professor. They say, oh, Prof, bring him. He's recruited. Without going through the merits, without going through sun in the sun, he's recruited. And so many other things. So what kind of methodology? What was their point of reference? And that's my problem. And between me and you, if now we go and interview people at the harbor alone, they will have who is more corrupt there.
Exactly.
When we go and interview teachers or people who want to be admitted, JSS, you know who is more corrupt. But you know, police, among all the works, police, we are the interface between the law and the public. Is that right? And they see us more. Policemen are always on the road, and even the police corruption they're talking about is only on the roads, the MTU, which we have accepted that is bad. But who gives them the money? Quite apart from that, traditionally, culturally, our system endorses corruption. Look at all our proverbs. On setting your da on tafre, and you boy kutrim. On setting your da, on setting your da. This one saying, dia batabu ani tuekana. A sene katrema boko. No one says on them. Ubi pabia kokotokwa enyana bro. Are these not corrupt proverbs? Therefore, we have to look at our own culture. So saying that police is corrupt is so easy, because these are the people you see outside. Who else do you see outside? And let's also look at the quantum. One man's corruption can dupe the country for about $10 million.
Can kill thousands of people.
Yes. And police corruption, one city. So is it the quantum or the numbers? And is it because we are always on the... So I have a problem with the CDD, Afrobarometer, because the sample size, the context in which corruption is defined should also be made to us. So that we look at nepotism, patronage, and all those things, join them together, combine them with the money collection, and let's...
Okay, so looking at what COP Kofi Boakye said, he made other instances, nepotism, ethnocentrism. There are so many instances to corruption, per what he said.
Okay.
Now, do you think that there are other forms of corruption than the money aspect we know of?
Okay, that is a good question. Thank you for that. Yes, there are various forms of corruption. In my introduction, I said that corruption entails a lot. But what we have come to know is the obvious one, which is bribery, which involves what exchange of money and exchange of what valuable assets and gifts. What DCP said, or what COP said, I said with him that it is not only monetary aspects, but there are various forms of what corruption. Now we have embezzlement. Embezzlement is what another form of corruption. We also have extortion. Extortion, using force and threat for something that is what you want to gain for yourself, is also what corruption. We also have fraud. We also have blackmailing. Do you understand? So all these things are what forms of corruption. So when we want to look at it, it's not only bribe. It's not only bribe that is what a form of corruption, but all these things are forms of corruption.
But do you think police corruption should only be linked to petty crimes, or?
No. What I would say is that police corruption shouldn't only be linked to petty crimes. Now, a classic example I'll give is, like we rightly said, that what exchange of money and any other things. Now, that is what crime that we would term as what as petty. Okay, because already we have what you call petty corruption. Now, when it talks about police corruption being linked to only petty crime, that is not the case. Now, a classic example, like I said, I will give is, for instance, a police officer meets a driver on the way. Okay, now the car, the roadworthy, is out of order, lances, and any other checks doesn't meet the requirement for him being on the road. But we'll go ahead to what indulge in such of these what indecent acts, which we are calling as what as corruption. So in a way, you are what endangering the lives of the people. Okay, you are endangering the lives of the people. Okay, or let's say that you didn't take anything and you said, okay, go. You flouted what the law and you flouted what the rule. So in the case that, excuse me to say, the car gets involved in an accident, is that not corruption? Is that not corruption? If you endanger the lives of people by what? By knowing what's the right thing to do and not doing. Do you get it? So that is it. So the corruption of police shouldn't only be linked to petty crimes, but such of these things.
There's a saying that there is no smoke without fire. So what do
Yeah,
you
right.
think are some of the causes, the reason why corruption keeps on happening in Ghana?
Well, corruption, like I said, is an endemic sociological occurrence which occur frequently. You know, to combat corruption involves collective effort. So, what causes corruption? One, I would say, is greed.
Okay, on the part of
So, greed on the part of those who have been entrusted with power, those who have been entrusted with public office, those who have been entrusted with private office. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay. So that is what I would say. So greed, you want to eat with your two hands. You have what it is, you have your incentives, you have that, you have that, you have that. But at the end of the day, you still want to go the extra mile to get what is not yours. So the establishment here in the definition of corruption is what? Personal gain. So you are gaining something for your personal use, which is what? Illegal, which is what? Illicit, which is what? Abuse of power and office, and which is also what? A breach of what? Public trust. Do you get it? So it's a form of corruption.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a form of corruption.
So greed. Aside greed, what else?
So aside from greed, what I also say causes corruption is high increase in monopoly, market monopoly, and political monopoly. Now, in this case, there's no competition. Everything has been monopolized. This is the only service provider. This is the only business operating. So at the end of the day, there's no competition. Do you understand?
Can you give a classical example?
A classic example will maybe say, let's assume we have a company that produces maybe furniture. Okay. In a way, the government has what? Made it monopoly that they are the only people going to produce the furniture.
Okay.
So there's no competition. Nobody should come to compete with them. Do you understand? So they can be increasing the price here in and here then.
But do we have any office in Ghana like that?
Yeah, we have a lot of offices in Ghana like that. Do you understand? Okay. Extortion and illicit practices. Do you understand?
Okay.
So when there's no competition, which will create room for people to live within their budget, because at the end of the day, this is the only service provider. So whether we like it or not, we must go to them.
With this particular one, Ghana is a democratic country and not monarchical or something.
Yes.
So we have given the room for people. That's why we have different kind of communication networks. It's not one particular network. That is, we have different kinds of them. So this, how can monopoly? I want to get an instance where maybe per the report you have here, which of the powers is enjoying monopoly that is causing a lot of bribe? Is it the presidency? Is it the judiciary, legislature? Which of them is enjoying the monopoly?
I would say it's all of them. I would say
okay.
Yeah, I would say it's all of them.
Okay, so because we vote them there.
Yes, because we entrusted them the power to lead us.
Okay.
Do you understand? We entrusted them the power to lead us. But at the end of the day, they are what? Indulging in practices that are what? For their personal gain. That's what going against us.
Okay.
That's what going against us.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So that is what I mean by monopoly of market and political government. One of the causes of corruption is also unemployment.
Okay.
We know the country is always bedridden with what the issues of unemployment and stuff. So unemployment, what does it mean? A classic example is, for instance, a graduate has stayed home for so many years hunting for a job, and God being so good, he's gotten a position, whether public or private. Now, he'll be faced with what, or he'll be thrown with what, chances of what, embezzling or what, corruption. Now, here, what must be the underlying factor is integrity.
Okay.
Yes, you have the chance. Nobody is watching you. Are you going to do it? Loss of what? Morals. And loss of what? Integrity. Do you understand? So because of that, he has stayed home for so long. He also wants to what? Catch up. Oh, I'll be there enjoying. So means when I get there, I will enjoy. Are you helping the system? Do you understand? You're not helping the system. You understand? You're not helping them at all. One of the cause is failed institution. And it's very sad to see the three arms of government. I mean, I don't know whether they are competing themselves. You understand? I don't know whether they are competing themselves or not. The Ghana police, it follows. These are institutions that we have entrusted them with our power to lead us. Do you understand? So when it comes out from a survey or report that they are the first three or they are the first four, it saddens us, and I mean, it's very unfortunate. Do you understand? In a way, they have failed us. So failed institution, without enforcing the law, can also lead to corruption.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. So let's come to internal audit service.
Okay.
We know that they're not independent.
Yeah,
they are dependent.
Yeah.
And actually, they have a bill in Parliament for internal audit service bill that they want to. Well, they want Parliament to pass into a law so that they can be independent. Do you think that they being dependent now is a major cause of corruption because they have some influence from outside?
Yes, I would say so, because the internal auditors are bodies that's been set up to work independently. Now, when there's an influence, political or any other, it interferes with their work, and there's loss of accountability and there's loss of transparency. You understand? So they being dependent now, it poses a great risk of we combating corruption. Do you get it? So they should be made to work independently without fear or favor. If the law catches you, the law catches you. If the law has to deal with you, the law deals with you, irrespective of, regardless of what political affiliation or religious background or social status or whatever it is. So the internal audit and the Parliament, they need to be made to be a stand-alone body. They are not here, they are not there. They are working in the favor of Of Ghanaians. Of Ghanaians. So they being dependent now, it poses a great risk of we fighting corruption. It's like they are trying to fill a barrel with a colander. At the end of the day, it all comes back to square zero. Do you get it? You are putting effort, but Charlie, you go. It comes to cost 90. So they should be made to work independently.
Interesting. Yeah. So what do you think are some of the impacts that corruption poses on Ghana's economy? Okay,
corruption poses a lot of risk and a lot of negative impact on the economy. One will be loss of finances. Because annually, the world loses $3 trillion US dollars on corruption.
Interesting.
$3 trillion on corruption. So, one of the greatest impacts or risks that this poses is what? Is loss of finances.
Financial loss to the
financial loss to the state.
Okay.
That's what we say. That he has caused financial loss to the state.
Okay.
How did this happen? Embezzlement, misappropriation of funds, and other things. So one, it causes financial loss to the state. And also, it increases the opportunity for inequality.
Okay.
What I mean is that this boils down to one of the forms of corruption, which is nepotism and favoritism. Oh, I know that you are qualified for this job, but you are not in my tribe. We don't share the same belief. So at the end of the day, I'm going to put someone there. So that's what? That's favoritism, that's nepotism. So in a way, I'm increasing the level of inequality. And at the end of the day, if you're not careful, it's going to bring down production. And all these things circles around the economy. So one of the dangers of corruption is that it increases the level of of inequality. The last one I also talk about is what? Okay, production.
Okay.
It also reduces production.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, right people that needs to do the work, are not doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
Are not doing the work. And if productivity is less or it reduces, the economy becomes what? Standstill. The economy does not move. So corruption, looking at it generally, it has a lot of negative impact on the economy, both on the economy, on the organization, and also on the individual. Okay, yeah.
So do you think that we are recycling election with corruption? We are using election to recycle corruption.
This is an interesting question. Yeah, in a way, I would say yes, because there is something called by voting.
Okay.
Okay, by voting. So we are using election to recycle corruption. In governance or in politics, there's something called influence peddling.
Okay.
What it means is that you ride on the influence of others to engage in corrupt practices.
I see.
Okay. So in the instance of election, oh, I know that you are very influential. You get it? I know that, Prismo, you are very influential. So if I use you, or if I pass through you, I'll be able to get the masses to vote for me. So what have I got to do? Give you money? Is that not it? Give you money.
Me, I won't take.
You won't take.
I'm a good citizen.
They say money has power.
Oh, I'm a good citizen.
You're a good citizen.
won't take.
So that is integrity. Do you get it? That's integrity. Good. So what are we saying? We are saying that what? Election are used to what? Recycle corruption. In the instance that I just gave you, do you get it? Influence peddling. Putting money, or just giving people money just to solicit for votes or to vote for you. Whilst you may not be the right candidate to do the job. So that is what I was saying in regards to that.
So curbing corruption, what do you think are those solutions? Are those things that when it's being deployed by government, at least we will see some changes in their lists? At least 0 person on their list at all.
Okay. So some of the things that we can do as individuals and government to curb this corruption is, corruption starts even with us. So we the citizens too, we have a part to play. Because at the end of the day, it is a giver and receiver affair. So you the citizen, what are you also doing? Are you trying to, bribe the officer to get your way through? If you do that, we are still not going to what? Combat corruption. We just go in silos. We just come to what? At a standstill. So one of the ways we can solve corruption is the government solving the humanitarian issues. Now when you read the SDG goals, the number 16 talks about peace, justice, and strong institution. So when you have strong institutions, who will enforce the law? Who will enforce the law? Corruption can be kept.
So are you trying to say that we don't have strong institutions?
Yes, we don't have strong institutions.
Interesting.
Yes, to me, we don't have strong institutions.
So which of the institutions do you think, or what institution do you think can be stronger enough to help combat corruption?
Well, I would say the law enforcement agencies, like the Ghana police, can do. And one funny thing is that corruption can occur only when the corrupt gain is greater than the punishment. Do you understand? Multiplied by the likelihood of he being caught or he being sentenced. So if you are caught in the act and you are being punished, you are being sentenced by this law enforcement agency, they enforcing the law, strong institution, it will reduce it. But now, what have you got? You have not got institutions that are what? That are working enough. That's what I would say. And they are not strong enough. So when it comes to the law enforcement agency, there's something called whistle blowing. In SHS days, we will say that, or a chuka. You understand? Or a chuka. That's not the case. When a junior officer sees a senior officer indulge in such of these practices, he's faced with what? Fear and threat of being what? Either demoted, transferred, or what? Or cut off. So in a way, he's not able to what? To make a report. So are we solving it? We are not solving it. We are not solving it. There should be freedom where we can report corporate. We can report those indulged in such practices without what? Fear and what? And favor. Without what? Facing what? Threats and facing what? Fears. So failed institution, when we get it, make it strong, is one way that we can what? We can curb it.
Okay.
And one of the ways we can curb is also free access to information and also public inclusion, and also freedom with press inclusion, media. Now we have something called the Right to Information Bill, but how accessible it is? Is it accessible? Do you understand? When it's accessible, then there's what? There's transparency, there's accountability, and there's what? There's integrity. So with this, the public will have confidence in these institutions that, oh, at least I have the right to this information. I can see what they are doing. Is transparent enough? Is this, as a civil servant, I'm being included, I'm seeing what is going on. So when you're included, when the media has the freedom to operate, when you have the right to access the information, it is a way to curb it.
Okay.
And the last is also to talk about or solving the issues of unemployment. Unemployment.
Okay.
Yeah, unemployment is really a challenge. And the least I'll talk is what? Is the nepotism, stopping this nepotism and this favoritism. Give the right person the job. Let the right person do this. Let this, no favoritism. You understand?
I see.
So those are some of the ways.
Interesting.
And to just end on that, you know, now we are going digital.
Okay.
We are going digital. So now the ports, per my understanding, I know the transactions are digital transactions, but it's a system that has been put in place. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, are we even allowing the system to work?
How?
There are interferences, manipulations. So if we are going digital, then we should allow the system to work.
Okay.
But if there are interferences and manipulations, every day we are coming back to square zero. Do you get it? We are coming back to square zero. So those are some of the things that if we do, we can curb corruption.
I see.
Yeah.
You have some interesting points today. So he said we curbing corruption. We have to get a strong institution that will combat corruption. We have to make RTI or Right Information Bill accessible to all, especially journalists. We have to also get we solve the issue of unemployment. We have to stop favoritism and nepotism. Give the right job to the right people, not because of anything. And then we should make sure that we curb digital manipulations and interferences. We have to make the system work. That was a great point there. I believe that this will go a long way. Do you have any final words and social media handles? Anything you want to say to our cherished people?
Okay. So I'm on Instagram as Ike_100075.
Okay.
I'm also on Facebook as Brakojo.
Okay.
And I'm also on LinkedIn as Owusu Osei.
Okay.
Yeah. So my final words, this corruption is a collective effort. It's a collective effort. It takes you and it takes me to solve this. If we have the right mindset, if we have to keep our integrity and our morals right, we can help solve this. We can help solve this. So it's a collective effort. So my company that I work with, Finance Express Limited, we are located at Kokomemle, number 7 Sapele Loop.
Okay.
We are a business management consulting firm.
Okay.
And what we do is we do transfer of money from Ghana to Nigeria to Dubai to China. If you want to send and receive money, or want to send and receive payments from all these jurisdictions, Ghana, Nigeria, Dubai, China, and Turkey, we help facilitate that process. If you also want to set up a business in Ghana, you want to register a business in Ghana, in Nigeria, you want to set up a business in Dubai, you don't know how to go about it, we can help you with that. If you also want to buy goods from Nigeria, from China, from Turkey, from Dubai, we can also help you in that process.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
And we also have, business consulting and also tax filing and preparation as our accounting service.
Okay, so anyone who wants to contact you,
anyone who wants to contact us can go on our Facebook page as Fanaj Express Limited, and can go on our Instagram handle as Fanaj_Express, and can also go on our LinkedIn handle as Fanaj Express Limited.
Do you have any other contact that people would like to take or call for further clarification as you look for the contact? Do you have the contacts now?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want to contact us at Fanaj Express Limited, you can contact us on 055 779 5859. 055 779 5859. Or you can also reach us on 0261 816959. 0261 816959.
All right, thank you so much. This show is proudly sponsored by Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic. Contact Endpoint on 0244 867 068. Locate them at Accra, Spintex, Tema, Kumasi, Techiman, and Takrade. Endpoint Homeopathy Clinic is here to sort all your stroke, disease, diabetes, infertility, and all chronic diseases you can think of. Get them and then visit their facility, and you will have all the solutions that you've been looking for. Also, as you can see, my hair is Kind Ketty Crystal Beauty Salon. Thank you so much for doing this beautiful hair for me. Locate her at Pokwasi Festus behind the Festus Hotel, or call her on 024 715 8089. 024 715 8089. Crystal Beauty Palace. Yeah, so contact her for all your beauty, hair, makeup, and everything. Okay, so thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful show. We had the data analyst Isaac Owusu Osei. And corruption, he said, is a collective effort. I mean, no one was here. One person can solve corruption. So let's be disciplined, and we all combat corruption together. My name is Prismo. Continue to follow us on our social media handles. Facebook is CMGA TV, YouTube CMGA TV, Twitter at CMGA TV, and Instagram on CMGA TV. Also log on to our website at www.cmonline.com.gh, your authentic online news portal. CM Online Radio, your authentic online radio, on Zaino FM and Modern Ghana. On to another exciting episode of Broad Daylight with me, Prismo. Bye.